It's the weekly breakdown.
Yeah.
We're at a new spot. We're at Keith's house.
Yeah. My new
We're at
house.
Keith's fucking kitchen. And we're very official right now.
So we have a laptop and a plant.
Yeah. So a lot happened this week, and we got Sam.
Sam's back.
Sam's back.
He's
Yeah.
back off suspension.
Hiatus.
Yeah. I'd say the biggest thing that we can start with is everything from Warner Brothers.
All the
Warner
movies.
Brothers announced a ton of DC movies, basically kind of as Marvel does, but they're doing a little bit different. So, just go through this. They announced Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. That's obviously coming next year. Suicide Squad's coming next year.
Never even heard of that.
Wonder Woman in 2017. The first Justice League movie in 2017. The Flash and Aquaman in 2018. Shazam and Justice League Part 2 in 2019.
Is Shaq?
Yeah. No. With The Rock.
It's
Cyborg and Green Lantern in 2020. And they said Zack Snyder is going to direct both of the Justice League films.
good choice.
So
That's interesting.
this is interesting because I feel everybody's been wondering what DC's going to do.
Yeah.
Because Marvel's kind of taken
Like,
over everything.
I think a good Batman movie or a couple movies would be for the Court of Owls, which kind of coincides with the launch of the New 52.
I think there isn't talks of doing more Batman movies based off of Ben Affleck's Batman. I believe so.
I want to see how Ben Affleck does as Batman before I say yes, he can be Batman.
Yeah.
But
The other thing is, I think the Suicide Squad's interesting because it's got like a bunch of bounty hunters. Like it's got Deathstroke.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
That's probably
Deathstroke.
Deathstroke, Punisher.
Deathstroke's in it, and Punisher's Marvel.
Marvel. Oh,
I don't know. The only person who I'm positive is in it is Deathstroke. Because I mean, he's like the big hitman assassin.
Yeah.
Wolverine.
Maybe Copperhead
Maybe like it probably
or Red Hood.
maybe Red Hood. It's
Well, no, Red Hood has the Outlaws, so
Yeah,
it's
so I
Red
mean,
Hood and the Outlaws.
yeah. So that's the only real curveball. Maybe Cyborg. just because
Cyborg would
he's-
be interesting.
I'd say they're gonna do Cyborg, do a Teen Titans movie.
I'm
Yeah.
super surprised that they're going to wait 6 more years to do a Green Lantern movie.
Well,
I
they
feel
gotta
like
watch.
he's
They gotta
very-
cleanse the palate of the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern.
Apparently that was really bad.
I mean, it was okay, but it wasn't a good Green
I think he's playing Wonder Woman.
The chick that's playing it in Batman vs. Superman.
She's
I
she's from something.
Is she like a popular actress or whatever?
I think she's one rising one. Again, I could be
You know
wrong.
what's
I've heard
kind of
of-
ridiculous about this too? They're totally throwing Superman under the bus.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's because there
Because-
has not been a good Superman movie.
I know,
Ever.
but like you know,
It's like not even trying.
Batman vs. Superman is supposed to be the sequel, and it's going to be more about
Batman.
Batman, and then everything else they announced, nothing about Superman.
Justice
I mean, I'm sure he'll be in the
Well,
Justice
Oh yeah,
League.
he'll be in there,
Yeah.
but it's like not about him.
They're definitely doing it a lot.
Everything's about him.
To me, I don't like the way they're doing this.
It's
They should build it up more like Marvel.
like because it seems like they're doing
But-
Dawn of Justice, which maybe I
It's
might
like
be okay
half a
with.
Justice League film, almost.
Oh yeah, so I could see that maybe being okay as like an introductory, introduce a lot of characters, maybe to like an
A
introductory. basis.
lot of this shit rides on how good Batman vs. Superman is. And if that movie sucks,
Then this is all gonna
take
tank.
bad problems.
Yeah, they got really.
Well, like I said, there hasn't been a good Superman. Like even Man of Steel was.
It was
Meh.
It was meh at best.
In The Flash, they're not even going to use the same guy that's in the Flash TV show.
I think it's different canon, isn't it? Or is it the
Which is-
same canon? I might be.
But you might as well just use the same fucking guy. It's
Yeah.
really stupid.
Yeah, kind of. So.
And
Well, there's only been one Flash, right?
I believe so.
There's only been like one person that's the Flash. Barry, what's his name?
Wallace. The guy's last name's Wallace. Bucky Wallace. Not for his name.
Barry.
Barry
Yeah.
Wallace. Yeah.
out of
What?
all these films, which ones are you guys most excited for?
Let me take a look at these again. I mean, Shazam sounds interesting because it seems like it's them trying to do the Marvel thing and get like a
I
couple
thought
lower
Shazam
level.
was Marvel.
No, Shazam is DC.
I
Shazam's
thought Shazam was Captain Marvel.
different people. But I mean, it could be the same name, but
Yeah.
different people. Kind of like Deadpool, Deathstroke.
Yeah.
Kind of being similar.
Cyborg could be interesting, and that's
I
not
mean,
until 2020 though.
I mean, Wonder Woman again might be okay for me.
Yeah.
I might be interested in that, but then other than that, it's like not too peak of interest in there.
Sam?
So Shazam isn't like a sequel to the movie with Shaq.
No.
No.
Like, see, that was a serious movie. Like, I mean, it was a real movie. It wasn't a serious movie. I don't know. I've had Shaq, and I don't care. The Cyborg, like from the Teen Titans.
Like I said,
They could.
a Teen Titan movie would be awesome. They're introducing Robin in Batman vs Superman. So they could be like, oh, boom.
Yeah.
But it also depends what Robin. Also,
Well,
again,
you
Teen
also
Titans, we
need
don't know what Robin.
you also need Raven, Starfire, Beast Boy.
And I think that's it.
That's it.
Slade.
Slade. Yeah.
Slade. I have to say it all metal.
Slade. What if? Never
I
mind.
thought Slade-
I just had a thought, but that's for
I thought
like,
Slade was Deathstroke.
That's what I mean. I literally just had that thought.
Yeah.
But, oh,
Anyway.
Death Slade.
Death Slade.
I don't know. I
How
really
about,
watched that movie super.
I know a lot of stuff happened to Marvel too, in terms of that. So.
Robert Downey Jr. will be in Captain America 3.
Yeah.
The only I don't really give a fuck about that. The only thing I care about is that they're kind of hinting at the Civil War plotline between Captain America
Which is
and
one of the
Iron Man.
best
Civil War
modern
crime.
Marvel plot lines.
I'm just saying, that's cool.
And the only thing is, I hope
Well,
they
here's the
don't
thing.
follow the comics exactly because I know how the movie's gonna end.
How? But like,
Doesn't Captain America die?
Basically.
Alright, good, good. They should do that, man.
And then
at the end of Iron Man 3, though, he said like he gave up like being Iron Man. I thought.
he gave up. He got the surgery. Like, he
Yeah.
could still be Iron Man, but now like the whatever it is in his
Okay.
body isn't. You know.
But he blew up all the suits too.
He blew up all one. I think I could be wrong.
No, he blew up everything.
Didn't Don Cheadle still have one?
I don't know. Yeah, he might still have
No.
one. So, like again, I mean that's just another cool storyline that I think they're pulling from. Marvel's getting some of their best stuff out there, I think, right now.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. That's why I feel DC's really playing catch up.
Yeah, I think DC's
But,
seeing like,
yeah.
oh, all this, Marvel has had all the success. And
Yeah. Just a quick mention if anyone's interested. After the next Resident Evil movie, there's going to be a Resident Evil TV show.
Shit.
Don't care.
Anybody
So
saw
with
it?
those Resident Evil movies with
That one chick.
Mia Jovovich,
Yeah.
they're pretty okay.
Yeah.
They're
I did-
different. They're out there.
Yeah, I did see there was a new one coming out because I watched the last one where it like, what was it the last one that ended like a cliffhanger with like all the helicopters?
I don't think I've ever seen one Resident
Ah,
Evil movie,
well.
so I mean, I don't
That was the
Yeah,
last
yeah.
one I saw.
Then we can just move on to the... I just thought this was interesting. This is the top grossing film so far, 2014.
Gonna go.
Not even on there at all. Transformers Age of Extinction is number 1.
Huh.
1.08 billion.
Wow.
Then Maleficent is 757.2. X-Men Days of Future Past is 746. Captain America the Winter Soldier at 714. This is million from here on out.
Yeah.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2 at 709. Guardians of the Galaxy at 705.1. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes at 700.4. How to Train Your Dragon 2 at 614.7. Godzilla at 525. And Rio 2 at 496.7. And Guardians of the Galaxy is the third best grossing movie in the United States. Third best grossing Marvel movie behind
It's been-
Iron Man 3 and the Avengers.
It's been number 1 in the box office for like weeks now. Even
been
after
there.
it's like after a while.
Yeah. I honestly thought it was higher. I'm surprised that Maleficent and X-Men Days of Future Past is past Captain America. I thought
I'm
that'd be
surprised
way up
X-Men
there.
Days of Future Past isn't higher on the list.
And I thought Godzilla made a hell of a lot more than what it did.
I
think
Planet of the Apes
Transformers would have been.
not better. Transformers. I almost don't see that, but then again, it's Michael Bay. I don't know. It's
But I didn't see it doing billions.
billions.
Like I saw it doing okay in the box office and all that. It was a summer movie, so it's gonna have explosions and all that. But
billions. That's still out
Yeah.
there. I think.
that was surprising.
Yeah. So
What was one thing we saw? Did we see anything else that isn't on the list?
Not
So
really.
far,
everything we saw on the list. At least everything. Yeah.
I
everything
still
else.
gotta see Captain
Edge of
America.
Tomorrow.
I saw.
Saw that one.
Did you?
Did you
Yeah.
figure out what the hell was going on?
Yeah, it's like you don't want to watch it, turn it off, or you don't want to know, turn it off. But like, he kills this one alien. The alien's like blood gets on him, and that alien's like, what it does, it's like some type of
Time thing.
like some type of soldier thing that whenever like it dies, it'll like reset the battle. So the aliens will always have the advantage. That's like the special thing with the aliens. He gets some of its blood on him,
Alright.
and it like goes through his skin, and suddenly he can do that.
Oh, well.
Uh,
Anticipated as much, but.
Interesting. I really want to see Interstellar, and I really want to see Gone. Is it Gone Girl? What's the one with Ben Affleck?
Yeah, Gone Girl.
Gone Girl, I heard someone saw it. It was okay.
My mom saw it, said it was amazing.
I saw it. It was pretty good. It's
Cool.
kind
I
of
mean,
a
like,
nice twist. In
I've
it.
heard the
Yeah.
plot for it. Like someone had already seen it at work, and he's like,
Yeah, I really want to
it was
see that.
okay.
I'll
It had a
check
good,
it out.
it
I'll check
had
it
a
out.
decent plot, but it was
It
okay.
was
It
like
a
a
nice twist.
Yeah.
That's what my parents said. So
I do want to see Interstellar though.
Oh,
yeah, that looks good.
Not just because for the Avengers trailer that's going to play.
Isn't Matthew McConaughey in that movie?
Yeah,
When does Hobbit come out?
December
Not 13th, December 7th? No,
13th,
13th,
or 18th or
something
something.
like that.
So,
I might be off that weekend, so we
Ah.
can probably go to that.
yeah. Let's move on to games. Let's talk about the new Pokemon Mega Evolutions that have leaked out. Sam, do you want to explain them? Who's got Mega Evolutions now in the new Pokemon remakes?
Right
That we haven't
now,
mentioned already.
the brand new ones are Glalie, Steelix, and I guess we haven't talked about them yet, but Pidgeot and Beedrill.
Did we talk about Rayquaza? No, I think we did. We did talk
Yeah.
about Rayquaza.
We
Did you guys talk about
Not
last
everyone
weekend?
talks about
Yeah.
Rayquaza.
No, we didn't. So
no.
we're
Well, Rayquaza got one too.
So,
Yeah. Mega Rayquaza.
so those are the 5 big ones.
Beedrill looked okay.
Yeah. So.
Beedrill looked kind of cool. Pidgeot
It's sort
is
of
kind of.
futuristic.
Yeah.
Beedrill and Steelix I like. Rayquaza looks okay, and I'm not too big on any of the other ones.
Yeah.
So many of the Mega Evolutions to me so far that they've announced, they're so hit and miss. Hit or miss.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, it's
Like
the same thing.
like Mega Sableye, it's like
Oh, well.
Yeah, like Mega Sableye,
Mega Sound.
Mega Pidgeot, Mega Sharpedo. They don't really change them. Like Sharpedo has a couple of like yellow stripes and some spikes sticking out of them, but you remove that, it's essentially Sharpedo. Same with Sableye, it just has like a shield. And Pidgeot, you take away some of the blue feathers and like take away some of its feathers. But then there's some like Steelix I feel that are just kind of like they don't flow too well. Like Steelix is, I like the diamond spikes that he's got now. But I wish they went with that as like a theme because now his head looks like a bulldozer for some reason. Like that's what it looks like. And he has like floating rocks, some type of minerals floating around his head in like a circle, which I don't really get. It doesn't really go with anything. And then also some like black like circles with like blue circle, like a blue circle in the black area. It's just, it's kind of like different things here and there that piece together. Like Mega Sceptile like floats, even though he has some like new like I don't know
Like-
bulbs on his back and his tail's a bit longer and like
It floats.
so
Yeah.
it like that looks cool.
Even
It's
Mega
like,
Rayquaza floats.
yeah, Mega Rayquaza looks pretty cool. Glalie is just kind of
There.
I don't
Yeah.
think I've seen Glalie. So.
yeah, Beedrill's kind of looks like a robotic bee.
They're kind of going the path that I saw, where he's like, hey, these are Pokemon that are either like Pokemon that everybody loves, or Pokemon's like, nobody uses this. So
Yeah.
here, we're going to
Here's
give
a
you a
reason.
reason to use
I
it.
guess it's kind of good because then you just can't throw out all the best Mega Evolutions to begin with, like do this and this and this, and then like next couple of games down the road, it's like okay, well now you're getting a bunch of crap because then it's like some good ones and some bad ones. It kind of works with it. I accept it. But yeah, some of them just don't look that great. They don't look that exciting. I might get them just to collect them, but
Yeah, I mean, that's how they're doing with a lot
That's
of
pretty much
things.
what I did with Y, is collected all the Mega Evolutions that I could get.
Yeah. Sticking with Nintendo, Smash Brothers on Wii U will have some type of board game mode. That'll be like its exclusive mode, which Nintendo said they're going to announce that what it is soon. They didn't confirm it, but basically leaked out. Also, there's a studio creator in there, so I think you can create your own stages.
Yeah, because then they had it in Brawl, so.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. And the new Nintendo 3DS sold 230,000 units its first week in Japan, so it is kind of a success over there so far.
So
So,
far.
I'm just waiting for
Wasn't
it to
there
get
worries
launched
at least at first over there? Like the first couple of days, I think some people were like, it wasn't selling that well, and then it picked up over after a little bit, I think. So.
yeah.
There's just some like the reviews I read, but a lot of it's good stuff, but like some of the small things, I'm sure it can be fixed, but it's sort of like just a couple hiccups to begin with. Some people say like the screen had like flickering problems, or it's just like a yellow tint for no reason, and they turn off like the power saving mode, and it's still like a yellow tint, and like it's like kind of like a lot of people like maybe like 80% said like the C-Stick is pretty good, but some other people said it like kind of felt a little uncomfortable. So there's like small things with it, I guess, that I've kind of heard, but most of it is pretty positive.
So if they do bring it here, they'll probably have all that stuff fixed by
Yeah,
then.
hopefully.
So.
Hopefully.
It's just
Yeah.
kind of one of those things like,
Maybe they rushed it.
yeah, is the
Yeah.
C-Stick, you know, that, is it going to be like that, you know, outrageously cool, or is it going to kind of be a thing?
Yeah.
It could be pretty cool. It'll be
Yeah,
cool if
well-
they imagine if they like put it in Pokemon, then you can move the camera around. Maybe not in a battle, but like when you're walking around, move the camera around and
Yeah.
Like
So
they actually
have
kind of,
that-
they actually kind of make like a 3D
Like,
That
world.
could be really
like in
cool.
Animal
That would be
Crossing, you
cool.
do that like in your house and move around like the different walls and stuff.
yeah,
That'd be pretty cool.
that could definitely be very cool.
And like plus, like you said, they just need like the right games for it.
Well,
and
and like
Yeah.
Smash on the GameCube used the C-Stick as your A attacks.
Smash on 3DS does take advantage of the new 3DS already.
Yeah,
So-
so.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but
Well, it probably uses
specifically,
the
but
C-Stick for Smash. You can't charge the Smash, but you can use it to pull off the attack.
Yeah, so are you guys gonna get one?
I probably,
I probably will.
I probably will trade.
I might
in
not
my
get.
DS
I might not get it
3DS.
immediately, but I probably will.
I don't even know when it's coming out.
Yeah.
But when it comes out, will you pick one up?
Maybe if it comes out soon enough.
Yeah.
I know probably not what people are saying out there.
So I do want to try that Xenoblade or whatever.
Yeah,
Or
me
Yeah.
too.
Saga or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, me too. Moving on. PlayStation 4 is the best-selling console of the month again, and its
It's
sales
next.
tripled in September over August because of the
Approaching-
Destiny bundle.
And probably
Um,
approaching holidays too.
Yeah, but the funny thing is that Destiny sold best on Xbox One, which is kind of funny. But that doesn't include the Destiny bundle at all. And also, Wii U sales were up 50%, 3DS sales were up 55%. That's over the month before, so Nintendo's doing some cool stuff.
Okay.
Well, there's actually games coming out for the Wii U now.
And Destiny is the best-selling game on the PlayStation Network store
Okay.
ever. And then the best-selling games in September is kind of interesting. Destiny, Madden NFL 15, FIFA 15, Super Smash Brothers, Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor, NHL 15, Minecraft, The Sims 4, Disney Infinity 2.0, and Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls.
Also,
Diablo 3 is a little bit interesting just that it's still selling,
Yeah.
I guess, very well. The only thing that threw me off was NHL, how everybody was just talking.
it is
Yeah, this
awful.
year-
Bad about
this
that.
year
NHL
really
15 is
sucks.
awful.
Yeah, I thought Minecraft would be a lot higher.
What did Game Informer give NHL? Like a 5.25 or something like that?
Yeah, it was a really low score.
So,
One of the lowest scores I've ever seen, like in one of their featured articles.
yeah,
Yeah.
so.
The top three don't surprise me.
Oh, no.
Actually, I'm surprised.
I'm surprised Madden's up
Madden outsold FIFA. To be honest with
Because
you.
people's, everybody seems to be in love with
The
FIFA.
world loves soccer.
And
The
I'm
USA is
also,
finally catching up to that.
Yeah.
and I'm also surprised that the PS4 is still just outselling everything.
But I mean, like it's that's
I mean, I
something
figured
that
it- I
takes
figured it would-
advantage of the technology.
I figured it would be a little bit more of like a month to month basis instead
Yeah.
of it just being literally the PS4 running with it, as it
Yeah.
has been literally for about the past year. Like it would be
Yeah.
like, oh, this
It'll-
month for whatever reason, more Wii U so even though I'll probably never
It will
have
be
those.
interesting in November how it sells because Microsoft's going to have two pretty big exclusives out with
Oh yeah,
Halo
the Halo
and
Master Chief
Sunset
Collection.
Overdrive.
Yeah, so
So that'll be interesting.
Doesn't everyone like already own a Minecraft?
I feel like everybody does, but it still fucking sells
That's
like
the part,
crazy.
Is
And
it like,
these,
Well, it just came out.
but it's
on
also
PS4.
it came out on new
these
systems.
are also
So
their.
people are
it's
getting
like
on
a
new
new
systems.
version or something? Or
It's a bigger version, bigger worlds.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
It runs a little bit better instead of there being chunks. The world kind of actually, the draw
all
distance
loads
is so
in.
much farther. It loads
Yeah.
in piece by piece. It's all.
These are also just retail sales.
Doesn't
And
count.
physical, it doesn't count digital. So digital would probably be way up there.
Yeah.
Also, if I remember correctly, which I find funny, Madden, NFL 15, and FIFA 15, both of those games are out on the new systems and the last gen systems, and they both sold worse on Xbox One. They're advertised as Xbox One games,
Well, that's
and there's bundles, which is funny.
shit.
Well, that's because like Microsoft literally has.
Like I mean, it's selling better on previous gen than it is
Yeah.
on the Xbox
It
One.
sold better on 360 and PS3 than Xbox One.
Oh,
PS4 it sold the best,
oh, of course.
But like,
but yeah.
I the Xbox One just kind of Microsoft fucked up with everything there.
Yeah, I mean they're trying hard.
They're trying hard to
I
fix
think
it, but like they dug themselves a pretty deep hole.
Yeah. PlayStation 4 Update 2.0, more information came out about that. Besides adding SharePlay and YouTube, it's also at the content area is being redone to show the 15 most used games and apps. And you'll be able to sort things how you want. You'll now be able to see friends that you might know that other people are friends with. Adds the ability to play music only from a USB drive.
Okay.
And you can add, this is probably one of the coolest things, instead of, because right now, there's a PlayStation Plus game, you have to hit download and download it in order to add it to your library. Now you can just say, add to library, it's yours, then download it later, if you want.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's really cool.
Interesting.
And it's also adding themes.
That'll save
I don't
you
know
a
what
lot
else.
of space too.
Because it'd just be like,
Exactly.
it's like, oh, I want to look at this, but especially with like the PlayStation Plus free games, like,
Yeah.
but like a lot of them I download and then I haven't touched. So I mean, it could be like, I'll add it to my library, and if I actually feel like, you know what, I'll play it, then I'll download it. So it might actually work out. So.
Yeah, I dig that.
Yeah. Are they adding themes here soon?
Yeah,
That-
they're adding themes as well.
coming soon.
They're missing one thing from this. They need to add, your friend is now online.
Yeah, that's
Captain Nuts is online. Why the fuck doesn't it do that? Every console does it. PS3 does it, 360 does it, Xbox One does it. It's not that hard to do. It cannot be that hard to do.
If literally they did it
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
Anyways, just to finish up games with some quick mentions.
Or-
Google announced some set-top box, kind of like the Amazon Fire TV.
Okay.
It's $100. It comes with its own controller. Who gives a shit? Destiny gets a new patch that'll make the Vault of Glass even harder. And
We haven't even
they're
attempted
balancing.
it yet.
They're balancing a bunch of classes and weapons.
Yeah,
They
they've done
did
a
that.
lot of fun.
They did the weapon balancing this week.
They've done a
Yeah.
lot of balances.
So auto rifles are nerfed hardcore now.
The Vic
Yeah.
Smith the class got nerfed hard as well because apparently that was just a god gun.
It was an OP weapon.
What?
I saw somebody use
But no, I mean that's almost understandable. That's OP because you have to do the hardest thing in the game in order to get it. So it's like, you know what? You deserve to have a kind of more OP gun because you went through the tough.
I
thing.
think what they should have done is I think they might have only nerfed it for Crucible.
I was gonna say the Iron Banner.
I think they've only nuked these or nerfed these weapons for Crucible.
Yeah.
I think
Probably.
regular play, you're still fine.
And also, hopefully, the Iron Banner. It's a little bit. I mean, Iron Banner is all about.
All
having
about
better
power
shield, so-
advantages.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool. Also, people were getting into more of the DLC areas, which just proves that DLC is on-disc DLC and you're locked out for it, and they totally gutted that game, which I don't know how anybody can defend that. 'Cause
Yeah, no one can.
that's complete bullshit, but
And
I
gamers have
could
been,
go on a very hardcore rant about that, how much
Yeah.
it pisses me off, but I'm not going to.
well, gamers have been ranting about that very same thing for years.
Yeah.
For years, we're
It's
like,
just a stupid
hey, the
fucking
content's
business
on the
strategy.
disc.
Yeah.
Open it up.
If you want the
Sell a
full
complete
Destiny
game.
experience that you were promised and wanted to, you were promised and should have paid $60 for, you have to pay fucking $100 for, which is bullshit. If you bought the season pass, I mean, yeah, play the expansions. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I feel,
You've got the
I
complete
feel
game
cheated.
on your disc, but you can't play it.
yeah. I mean, you. I don't know how you can't play that game
I think-
and not feel cheated that they gutted the game.
That could be a whole separate video talking about is DLC like are
It's
developers
just-
taking advantage of DLC to complete
Alright.
gutted
They
games.
are. It's bullshit. Anyways, Gran Turismo 7 is going to come out in 2015 or 2016, and then Drive Club will be completely irrelevant. Tetris Ultimate is coming to the 3DS November 11th.
All right.
And
Tetris. Why not?
Other systems later. Assassin's Creed Rogue is coming to PC in early 2015. I only put this down because that means it's going to come to PS4 and Xbox One in early 2015.
Or fall 2015.
Yeah.
At the latest.
Halo Spartan Strike is coming to Steam's and Windows Phone. That's the follow-up to
Spartan
Halo
Assault.
Spartan Assault. That
Which is
twin
apparently
stick
a
shooter.
really good game. So.
Yeah. Also, the Halo Master Chief Collection will be 65 gigabytes.
But
They
here's
got,
the
they
thing.
got the
Here's the
biggest
thing.
thing I've seen yet.
You're getting 4 games in that 65
Well, then again,
gigabytes.
yeah.
Like day one, it requires a 20 gigabyte patch. So there you go.
But that
Shit.
proves that like if you can fit 4 games within 64 gigabytes,
They should put.
Well,
it on,
Call of Duty should not be 46 fucking gigabytes.
Well,
that means to me that they're putting this. They're finishing it too early,
Yeah.
and that they should put it on 2 discs because, say, I don't have internet connection.
Well,
Now I can't
sure.
play Halo.
Yeah.
There you go. Project Cars got delayed till March 17th. What else? And there's 2 Assassin's Creed Unity Xbox One bundles. One includes the console, Assassin's Creed Unity and Black Flag, and the other one includes all those things, Dance Central, Spotlight, and Connect.
Huh.
So
I
there you
mean,
go.
if you really want to connect, yeah, then you got that.
Yeah, and you get 3 free games with it.
I mean, yeah.
That's kind of neat. And then moving on, just quick things for music. Mayhem, Watain, and Revenge are touring early next year. That's pretty cool. Cannabis Corpse, Mammoth Grinder, and Inanimate Existence are touring later this year. Battlecross, Wretched, and War of Ages are touring later this year. Didn't know War of Ages still existed. Despised Icon is returning. Who gives a fuck? The Red Chord is returning. 6 Feet Under recording a new album. Hate Eternal signs with Seasons of Mist and was recording a new album. 100 signs with Hopeless Records. I think they're recording a new album. Century Media Records has signed Malevolent Creation, putting out a new album. Those guys are they're hard asses. Structures are going on indefinite hiatus. Sam, are you sad? Don't you listen to it?
Not really anymore.
Okay. That's all I got. Also, actually, August Burns Red is headlining some fucking tour in January. It's them, Fit for a King, Era, and some other band. I forget. So that's cool.
Huh.
That's
Cool.
all I got.
Apparently Troy Baker put out an album.
Huh.
Like
That's also really.
his own music.
Oh, that's cool.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And then new things this week. Need for Speed Rivals Complete Edition.
Oh no!
God.
Not it's that name again. No.
See, that's again. We're gonna have a whole separate video ranting about
That's
complete games.
It's that name again. Damn it.
The Walking Dead Season 2 is coming to the new systems.
Okay, I mean that.
Disney
do that.
Fantasia Music Evolved to Xbox One. Shadow Warrior on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Just Dance 2015 for every system
Alright.
ever. Pokemon Art Academy for the 3DS. All those games come out October 21st, and then Bayonetta 2 for the Wii U comes out October 24th. Bayonetta 2 is fucking amazing. There's a free demo on the Wii U, and I played it, and it's absolutely thrilling.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
I might
Yeah,
look.
so I was gonna Wii U.
I might look into that. It's seriously, it's so good.
'Cause the first Bayonetta was really fun.
Yeah,
I played only a little bit of it, but it's really fun. So,
it's so good. That's all I got.
you got anything coming out music-wise or no?
All I have down is Slipknot. Slipknot's new album is coming out, but the
It's
world
streaming now.
world knows that.
Yeah.
Yes, it is streaming right now.
I'll have to look at that. So, all right, cool.
Is that all the breakdowns?
So the
Sports.
breakdowns. Oh, yeah, sports.
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 Guys, watch any baseball?
No.
You know Derek Jeter, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I just.
Well, this is a little bit old, but he retired. They didn't make the playoffs because arguably they played Jeter and he wasn't playing as well. Their pitching lineup was pretty iffy. But a lot of people were saying he's the greatest of all time, the greatest Yankee of all time. I know Keith Olbermann went on a bit of a rant about this, basically saying, not giving Jeter a lot of credit, but basically saying Jeter is like maybe the 8th or 9th best Yankee of
Yeah,
all
he
time
would-
historically. Which he is. Jeter isn't as great as everyone said he is, but he was a decent leader and he was a pretty solid, consistent player. Didn't hit a lot of home runs, averaged pretty okay, got some RBIs and stuff, but overwhelmingly, you know, statistically he wasn't the greatest Yankee.
What,
of all
you're gonna
time.
say he's better than, Babe Ruth?
Oh, he's better, a lot
And-
better. Well,
Well, look at
Babe
the difference
Ruth
in
was a-
baseball now from back then. I mean, you kind of gotta take a look at it that way,
yeah.
how the game has changed. But you're gonna put Derek Jeter above the entire Murderers Row, really?
Well, Derek Jeter was pretty good. It's just, I would say he's about maybe 6th, 7th best. The greatest Yankee of all time was,
Your mom.
no,
Yeah,
Lou
that's-
Gehrig was the greatest Yankee of all time. He
Abraham Lincoln.
didn't even play
Great-
baseball. He
great.
was-
Yankee. Great joke.
I haven't paid close attention to baseball in a while. I used to like baseball a lot. So that's just from what I remember.
I mean-
Lou Gehrig's greatest Yankee of all time. Ted Williams' greatest baseball player. Well, no. Hank Aaron, greatest baseball player.
I mean, Jeter won 5 World Series, so I mean,
Yeah.
he does deserve to be up
And the
there.
one reason
Yeah.
why he never led the Yankees in statistics each year is because the Yankees are like famous for just paying big money to bring in anyone each individual year.
So he didn't have to.
Yeah.
They didn't have the ability to.
I mean,
really.
even like early 2000s, they brought in like Gary Sheffield, so of course he's going to hit more home runs than Jeter. They brought in A-Rod, they brought in Mark Teixeira, they brought in who am I? They brought in like Ichiro and stuff, and he's good at stealing bases. He has good average, but Jeter isn't the greatest Yankee of all time. Definitely not the greatest baseball player of all time. Maybe he's up there like top 5. Easily top 5, maybe top 3 of this era. But the playoffs are starting this year. You guys watching the baseball playoffs?
Royals versus the Giants in the World
Exactly.
Series. Who you got?
I
want the
honestly
Royals
don't give
to
a
win.
crap.
I don't give
I
a
don't give a
fuck,
crap
but
either, but I would prefer the Royals.
yeah, but yeah.
But the World Series is so weird. The baseball is so weird anymore that, you know, teams like the Dodgers didn't make it. The Dodgers have Kershaw, arguably the most popular player in baseball right now, and he's just never had to pitch when he's down. So, you know, he's never had to pitch from behind. So, you know, it's difficult when he's down runs. He's always getting runs, and he's always like keeping the other team score. So it's difficult. I guess he's not used to like being down in a game.
Well, the team with the best record got knocked out of the playoffs.
But yeah,
The Oakland Athletics, right?
no,
Yeah,
they were far from the best. Angels had the best.
Oh, that's right.
But
Angels.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
The Detroit Tigers had the last 3 Cy Young winners.
Yeah.
The Anaheim, was it Los Angeles Angels now? Whatever they're gonna call it,
Yeah,
Angels
I
in
think they're Anaheim
California.
Angels.
They have Josh Hamilton, who they bought, Albert Pujols, who they bought, Mike Trout. Where Detroit has, you could say, the big 3 with pitching, the Angels have the big 3 with hitting, and they couldn't. You know, it's such a weird playoffs anymore.
Don't the Dodgers too? They have the highest payroll.
Yeah.
They spend $200 million on their players.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
and they made the stupid decision. People were going to criticize them if they did it, but they weren't pulling out Yasiel Puig,
Yeah, I
even
never pulled
though
out.
even though he was like at one point 7 straight strikeouts, not, you know, get a hit like ground into it, 7 straight strikeouts, and they weren't playing Andre Ethier until like the last game, and he got on base twice. But you know, it's just weird in this day and age where teams, well, you can look at it, maybe the Yankees are one of the only teams with like stars that really won it big. Maybe like the Cardinals with Pujols. Maybe the Giants when they had when Matt Cain was at his, you know, his best, and Tim Lincecum was at his best, and maybe even Barry Zito, but maybe Buster Posey too, but not like the biggest players. It's just kind of weird. Baseball is a weird sport, and it's not helping the sport at all. One thing you guys will know about in baseball, because everyone knows anything about Alex Rodriguez. Yeah, everyone knows about him, right?
Yeah.
He's due $60 million over the next 3 years, and the Yankees are going to play him next year if he's not suspended. If he's playing.
That's $20 million a year.
Yeah.
Man, to hit a ball and stand in an outfield.
No, not even really hit the ball, because
He strikes out a lot.
most batting averages are below 300, right?
Yeah, so.
I wish I
He
could.
hasn't been 300 in a while. He's not a complete bust, but he's not what the Yankees paid for. Like his original contract was 10 years, $200 million.
And he's getting old too. Isn't
Yeah.
I'm
And
surprised
he's not
he
on
didn't
he's
get
roids
hired.
anymore.
He's like ancient for baseball.
Yeah, he's not. He can't be on roids anymore because they caught him.
I'm surprised like he didn't, like when Jeter went, A-Rod didn't go.
Well, I mean, A-Rod wants his money. I mean,
Yeah.
if Steve Nash is going to stick around for like $9 million, you know, A-Rod could stick around for $20 million at least this upcoming year. But
Yeah.
do you think he should be back in baseball
No.
after he's
No.
completely busted for taking steroids and he still denies it?
No.
No.
Yeah, I don't think so. That's alright. That's enough of that. Football. What's your guys' opinion on like the whole domestic abuse and abuse thing now that like all the dust is settled? Because like originally people were like, oh, Ray Rice is terrible. He should be out of football. And you know, this guy's bad, he should be out. Well, what's your kind of whole opinion on it now that like everything's not mostly blown over, basically?
The NFL's stupid.
Yeah. Like,
They don't know how to handle things.
Yeah.
They feel. Sometimes I feel the NFL thinks they're too big to fail.
Yeah.
And they can do whatever they want. And that's how I kind of felt with Roger Goodell handling this entire thing.
I think their problem right now is Roger Goodell. He's the NFL's biggest problem right now.
Yeah.
I think it's more than just their mindset.
Yeah.
It's
It is
like,
mindset.
it's more of the institution than the person at the head of it. Even though neither party is absolved of blame,
Yeah.
you have to look at both. And,
Like-
you know, it's not good. He's a part of it, but it's not all him. But then it's not all elsewhere.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, I'm glad they changed their policies because that should have happened.
Yeah.
They need to consistently punish players.
Well, that's the thing
Which
about
they're
it.
not doing.
Well, here's
About
the
the
thing.
policies.
They need to be more proactive.
They didn't exactly change their. Well, they did sort of, but it's the thing about it. Mitigating circumstances. It's what is it? 6 games and then indefinitely. Your first thing of domestic abuse. Players have been getting in trouble since then with domestic abuse since the policy has been put in place. No one. I haven't really heard about anyone getting 6 games. And if they do, it's mitigating circumstances. So even if you slightly make the legal case that, as a person that's not a football player, like, touched a football player, it was self-defense. They could just bump it down to like 2 games. So they still have control over that. And all the committees that they put in place, a good point is that a while back there was a bullying scandal. And football players.
I
One football
actually did
player
hear
was
about
bullying
this.
another one. So they set up committees and they set up rules, and you haven't heard about any of that since. The committee for bullying, I mean, it
Yeah, I
seems
think
like a committee is sort of like a just
Bullshit.
yeah, we'll just feed you this and we're not really gonna do anything. Just
I feel like
send out committees.
if they're gonna say they're gonna have a zero tolerance policy,
Ray
back
Mc-
up your zero tolerance
Ray
policy.
McDonald is still playing.
Like,
He beat the crap out of his wife. He's
the
still
initial
playing.
thing was, with domestic abuse and all this, zero tolerance. Mitigating circumstances or no, pending investigation or no.
Yeah.
Zero tolerance.
Zero tolerance means you're like, unless the investigation proves that these allegations were false, you're done.
Yeah.
That's
and
how it should be.
That's the thing. Ray McDonald shouldn't be playing now because even if it's like due process, he shouldn't be playing football because he has bigger things to worry about at the moment. So take him out. Don't even let them play until it gets sorted out. So.
I feel the NFL is just gonna, because right now it was a big, hot and heavy issue, and they kind of blew over, and that's exactly probably what they want
Yeah.
because they don't want to do anything about it. They
Yeah.
just want to let it go.
I mean, you don't even hear about Ray Rice anymore. and it's-
Yeah,
So here's the thing, Internet. It's up to you.
do not let it die.
Make this happen.
There's
Just
also,
don't beat your wife.
yeah, they're also, speaking of the internet, we could have put it in the non-sports section, but there are some type of laws going through Congress that will, the whole thing about internet content
Oh, yeah.
and stuff like that.
Net
Some of that
neutrality.
stuff is
Well,
going
net
through
neutrality.
now, and yeah, it's still like going through. And I saw someone posted about it. People don't really talk about it anymore, but it's still like going through, and
Yeah.
they blew over, and people aren't talking about it anymore. So might have to worry about that.
Or the fact that, just going off of this, the guy that's now in charge of like the whole like Ebola handling of the Ebola situation here
No, I
that Obama appointed. Basically, Obama appointed a
If
guy
I
to
die,
take care
I
of,
don't give a crap.
to kind of like handle all of the issues going on in the investigations with the Ebola outbreak here and all that. The guy has zero, absolutely no medical training whatsoever. The dude isn't even a doctor.
Yeah.
And he's in charge of handling one of the biggest
Outbreaks.
disease outbreaks in the, or, well, not biggest, but like, I guess like,
Just
deadliest, like, there hasn't
Possibly
been,
the deadliest.
Or
You just have to watch
possibly.
your blood because it's transmitted by blood. So
Yeah.
as long as
Any
your blood
bodily
doesn't touch
fluids.
other blood.
any bodily
Well,
fluids.
basically.
Yeah.
But like, when has like, the last big disease thing in the US was, I don't even think swine flu was like as big as
Everybody made it out to be.
as
AIDS?
this.
Right.
AIDS is
Yeah, I'm talking just like yellow
All the way
fever,
back to the
or
Black Plague.
Spanish flu.
Spanish flu.
The Black Plague.
That was
Smallpox.
polio.
Columbus
Polio,
bringing
or what was it in
smallpox.
New York?
It's
During-
just
New York sickness fever.
It's just a good thing Ebola can't be airborne. We'd be fucked.
Yeah.
They returned to The Last of Us.
Oh, God damn it.
Like,
Yep.
I don't know. I just think all the decisions that have been made about this Ebola situation are dumb. They're the exact opposite of what needs to be happening. We should have declined all flights from West Africa into airports, or have better screening.
But that's racist.
No, it's
Profile.
saying, hey,
Yeah.
you're in an area where there's this big disease outbreak. We're gonna at least quarantine
Well,
you.
maybe the government shouldn't have released Ebola in the first place.
Ah, God
man.
damn it.
Hard to
Zombies.
But
Fuck.
alright, the last two issues for the NFL I want to talk about real quick. Are the Patriots as bad as people think? They've lost a big
They're not
game.
as bad as people
They
think.
lost against a good Chiefs team, and they're 5-2 right now. The Eagles are 5-1, and they couldn't do anything against the 49ers. The game they lost.
They beat the shit out of the Bengals.
That was a big
that
win.
was a big
Yeah.
win. But they beat the Jets and they beat the Bills and they barely beat the Jets.
Well, the Jets were playing. You could make the argument like the Jets, their backs against the wall. Rex Ryan's about to lose his job. They're going out to do anything to salvage the season.
Well, yeah.
They're
But-
playing like super hard, but it's still.
I
I
don't-
think Geno Smith isn't as bad as people are making him out.
If they beat another good team, then yeah, I'll say they don't have too many
Yeah.
problems. But they're in a really shitty division that they're going to win anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bills, they're getting there, and the Dolphins beat the Patriots. They could beat them again, but
I don't think the Patriots are as bad as everyone thinks, but I also don't think they're as okay as the people that are like, oh, that aren't worried.
yeah,
Because
I mean,
Tom Brady's getting old.
yeah,
He's
still
not
all right.
he's not what he once was.
Yeah,
He has no weapons anymore.
he's been making some weapons.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's been making lemonade from lemons, but like he doesn't.
What?
He's got to manufacture some fucking heavy machine guns.
Yeah, he
Not
doesn't have.
Out of lemons.
That's not a shiv.
Pistols.
Yeah, he doesn't have
He's a machine gun, not a shiv.
Wes Welker anymore. He doesn't have the options that he had. His go-to
Edelman's
options.
decent. He's trying to work with LaFell. I mean,
Yeah.
Gronk's knees are pretty much gone. Shane Ridley's out now. Basically, has Shane Vereen. You know what I'm talking
And
about?
the Patriots-
Mr. Mayonnaise is out.
And the Patriots always draft a
Adam
quarterback.
Mayonnaise.
I feel like
Oh,
the
yeah.
Patriots always draft a quarterback. Whether they need a quarterback or not, they
They
always
draft a lot
draft.
of wide receivers. They don't draft quarterbacks. The last quarterback they got was Garoppolo, and
Jimmy Guacamole.
yeah, Jimmy Guacamole in this last draft. Before that, it was like a while ago. They got Ryan Mallett, who turned out to be, someone from Arkansas.
Well, maybe not drafting, but it seems like they're always like bringing in new quarterbacks as like a backup.
They've had Ryan Mallett for a little while now, but I think they'll be okay. They'll get into the playoffs, maybe. I didn't think they beat the Bengals.
Oh, I'd say they're definitely a playoff team just because the rest of their division kind of sucks.
Yeah, I think the Dolphins could give them a run for
The
the
Dolphins
league,
give them a run, but that's about it.
but the Patriots are okay for now, I think. But the last thing, one thing I heard on First Take when it happened, I think it was last week. So according to last week, and all right, let's flash back to last week. Well, the past 2 weeks, I should say. 3 high school football players died from like head-on collisions with someone else's head, and like, the whole NFL health thing. It brought up the point of it where I know another guy, Colin Coward, was talking about it. Do you feel bad for NFL players, or do they like know what's coming to them? Do you not feel bad because they get a concussion, but that they chose that route.
It depends what happens.
I mean, I feel like.
I mean, I know from experience concussions suck.
But
So
at the
I
same
kind of
time-
almost have to, but then it's like at the same time, yeah, I get it. They're putting themselves on the line.
Yeah.
It's part of the
They
territory.
sign a
It,
contract.
Yeah.
it depends what happens. If somebody gets some offensive lineman gets tackled and his knee bends like 90 degrees, and I'm like, that sucks. Like,
Yeah.
I feel bad for you, man.
Yeah.
'Cause that's not something you sign up for to have your
But at
knee
the same
bent. But,
time, it's a possibility.
I mean, that's what
Yeah.
they know. That's what they want to play football. They know it's a very physical and violent game.
Yeah.
They know that they might get injured. It's just part of the game.
Yeah.
You can't make
Yeah.
the NFL safe because then nobody's going
Now,
to watch
if
it. Too safe because then no one's going to fucking watch it.
Now, if the injury is from direct intent by another,
Yeah,
that's a
That's
different story.
That's definitely like
Because
okay,
I
that's-
guarantee there's stuff like that going on.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's
There
what
was
they
a
get
player
paid.
from the Dolphins just this past game who, when he was tackling players, like after they were on the ground, he was like twisting their like feet, like trying to hurt their ankles or something.
Yeah, see, that's not cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what they get paid millions of dollars.
Yeah.
You pay millions of dollars to hit a guy really, really hard. So maybe
Like,
there's a slight
the
chance
helmet-
he doesn't get back up.
The helmet stuff, I feel like it's
That's kind
it's partially carelessness on the player's part because I'm sure there are ways to avoid smashing your helmet into the other.
Yeah.
But I feel like possibly the reason that these high schoolers have died because professional NFL players hit each other's helmets all the time.
but also they have the best gear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that could be like the gear could be an issue as well.
I think that to really fix the helmet, hit things, it should be like how the face mask penalty used to be: intentional or unintentional. Unintentional is like 5
5
yards.
yards.
Intentional like 15. You know, but because sometimes it is unintentional. Like you put your head down to tackle. That's how I was taught to tackle when I played football. You
Yeah.
put your head down, you go low. The other guy, when you're about to get tackled, you go low, and you both go low, and then.
Something,
Oop.
accidents happen, but I mean, yeah.
But it's just the whole topic of like, how bad do you really feel for these players when they know they're putting themselves on the line, but they're getting paid so disgusting amounts to, you
If-
know.
If there's one sport where I feel players should get paid, I agree that they completely are way overpaid. No one should make
Yeah.
$20 million a year playing the sport. But football players should, and maybe hockey players, should make more than baseball and basketball players because it's more physical. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
kind of like certain jobs, even now, they have to pay well because otherwise nobody's going to want to fucking do it.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to want to go out there and get injured every night. But I feel that some dude getting paid $30 million to stand in the fucking outfield, and just
Yeah.
wait for a ball to come to him every once in a while is bullshit compared to someone going out there and getting in a very violent physical
Yeah.
game that's
And-
only getting paid $10 million. I mean, that's so ass backwards to me.
Yeah, and that's like the argument that people try to bring up about that. Like baseball, they play 162 games a year, but
But
football's
how
only
much
16, but
activity
it's
is
a
going
lot
on?
more. Athletes work year round. That's what they get paid to do. They don't really get
Yeah,
paid like,
yeah.
oh, you might get injured. They get paid because they like
For a
devote
year.
literally their lives to it. You
Yeah.
know, and any sport you devote to it. So you're going to be working year round, whether you're in baseball or football. Just
Yeah.
because you play 162 games in baseball, still I think the
Doesn't-
salary should be
The
lower.
funny thing is,
Yeah.
like, out of all 4 quarters of a football game, there is, on average, about 12 minutes of actual play time, where there's a play in progress.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I'm
Yeah,
not,
baseball,
I'm not
someone
knocking
strikes
fo-
out,
Yeah, like,
there's no play.
baseball, there's a whole lot of standing around doing nothing.
Yeah.
Hockey, and I can only say this because I played, you are going, I mean,
Constantly.
yeah,
basically.
like, when you are on the ice, or on the rink, or whatever,
Yeah.
for like your minute and a half long shift, you are, unless you have really good puck possession, you are sprinting up and down those 200 feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of the same with basketball a little bit. It's a lot more contagious. Plus, LeBron
Basketball's
brought
not
it
as
up.
violent though.
Yeah, LeBron brought it up that NBA is going to be getting bigger television deals, making more money, and players should get paid a lot more. And LeBron actually made a pretty good case because when you look at the NFL, NBA signing some new deals and stuff, they're making a lot of money. The NBA is, so some of these players like LeBron, could make a hell of a lot more because he does like a lot for the sport.
I also have to say, like,
Yeah.
soccer players, like, they wear no pads. There are fewer actual injuries, like concussions and all that, in soccer.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of head-to-head collisions. And I've seen a lot of violent head-to-head collisions
Yeah.
in soccer, or people getting straight up punched in the head.
Or rugby, they should get paid the max, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
That's
rugby,
right.
people's ears get torn off.
Yeah. They don't even do as much as baseball players. They sit. And they
But they're
drive.
driving a car for 500 miles,
Yeah.
going 150 miles an hour.
I
That's
could
probably
do that, man.
That's
that's-
actually really
that's-
rough on your body.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's probably, you know, it takes a lot of muscle to
Yeah.
turn it in at those, you know, degrees and stuff.
Yeah.
And drivers lose weight.
Yeah, and
During
if
the
you,
race.
you could get in
And,
a
like-
seriously bad accident where you could instead stand in the outfield.
I mean, nothing against like NASCAR, but it must be incredibly boring to be doing that because a lot of the drivers will like stay in like 4th place for like 50 laps.
Yeah.
And it's not like Mario Kart where a lot of stuff happens. You know, it's like I'm gonna ride this in 4th place for like 58,000 miles. Then I'm gonna make my move in the 3rd place, and it's like, well, you only went up in 3rd, dude.
I feel like Formula, like for
See?
watching racing, Formula One is like more enjoyable than
Formula
NASCAR.
2 is better. That's all I had to say. A-Rod's a big, stupid guy, and
Alright.
what's
Alright.
up?
All the breakdowns are done.
So breakdowns.
Breakdowns.
Breakdowns later.
Breakdown.